Hey, what's up, guys? It's Rude. I'm going to be as objective as I possibly can here. Today we are going to be comparing Yoimiya and Hutao. I'm going to try to be as fair as I possibly can to both of them. I personally don't believe Yoimiya to be in the same category as Hutao. I like her better as an enabler, which I believe is her true role, but a lot of people see Pyro and they want big hyper carry DPS PP numbers, so we are going to compare her to Hutao today in Abyss 12, and we are going to try to see exactly, not which one comes out on top, but we're going to be comparing their personal output as well as clear times, and just to generally get a sense of how these two play. Now, we are going to be using, because an argument that a lot of people like to make against Yoimiya is that she can't do anything without overpowered supports. So, to be fair to both of them, I'm going to run both of them in the exact same comp. They're going to be using Xingqiu, Kazuha, and Bennett in both comps. So Hutao is going to be getting the exact same buffs that Yoimiya would be getting. And to be a little more fair to Hutao, because we all know she doesn't work so well with Bennett, I'm also going to be including some clips of Hutao running without Bennett, so she will be hurt, which will give her more damage with the Staff of Homa. And we're also, I guess Shangling is C6, so that will give her a little bit more pyro damage as well. I'm going to tell you up front, between the two comps, Hutao's doing almost exactly the same damage. Whether she's at full health with Bennett, or whether she's super hurt with Shangling, but that's a topic for another day. Now before we get started, let's take a look at our builds real quick. Now my Yoimiya is level 90 out of 90. She will be using the Skyward Harp for Refinement 1. I don't own the Thundering Pulse. I don't believe that weapon is worth it. If you guys want to pull for that, that's on you, but she should be just fine. But because of that, there is going to be a slight difference in the crit damage and crit rate between Yoimiya and Hutao. So, my Yoimiya will be rolling with 63% crit rate and 216% crit damage. I'm going to try to keep that ratio as close as I possibly can between the two without going off set. Both of them are going to be using the 4-piece Shime Reminiscence set. And my Yoimiya is Constellation 0. Her talents are 9, 7, 7. This is where Hutao is going to have an advantage because my Hutao's E is crowned, whereas my Yoimiya's is only at level 7. But both of their auto attacks are at level 9. I've gone ahead and moved the artifacts over from Yoimiya to Hutao. They are going to be using almost the exact same artifacts. I had to change a little bit because of the fact that Hutao is using the Staff of Homa, which gives her crit damage, and she also ascends with crit damage. Whereas Yoimiya is using the Skyward Harp, and she ascends with crit rate. So because of that, Yoimiya is going to have a little bit more crit rate than she is crit damage, and vice versa for Hutao. But that leaves our Hutao values at 54% crit rate and 252% crit damage, which also pushes her a little bit far ahead. Honestly, I think that gives her an advantage, but whatever. As I've said, she's going to be using the Staff of Homa. This is a Refinement 1 weapon. She will be staying inside of the Shime Reminiscence set. My Hutao is C1, which basically does nothing but eliminate her stamina cost for her charge attacks. So I feel like that's still kind of balanced as well. Hutao's talents are 9, 10, 9. I did crown her E, which gives her a little bit more of an advantage. So this test should be skewed a little bit more towards Hutao, but you have to keep in mind Hutao's crit rate is also going to be lower than Yoimiya's during this test. There's not really much I can do about that because artifacts are RNG. Let's very quickly take a look at the supports for these teams. Now, Xingqiu is using a Skyward Blade to get a little bit of energy recharge. He does have 2-piece Heart of Death, 2-piece Noblesse Oblige. My Xingqiu is Constellation 6. His talents are almost pretty much maxed out as well. And he has 55% crit rate, 121% crit damage. My Kazuha has 978% elemental mastery. He is using a Refinement 1 Freedom Sworn. He actually manages to keep all of that EM inside of the VV set, so as well as being Constellation 2, he is going to be the main buff of the team. And of course, my Bennett is level 90 as well. He is going to be using Aquila Favonia. This is to give him the highest base attack possible, so that he can buff the attack of Yoimiya and Hutao as high as he possibly can. His artifact set is Noblesse Oblige, 4-piece, in order to get a little bit more attack percent on top of that. He is Constellation 5, and his talents are 7, 11, and 12. And the last character I feel like we should take a look at before we start is Xiangling. My Xiangling is not maxed out. She is level 60 out of 70. She is using a Skyward Spine. She will also be wearing 4-piece Noblesse Oblige because she is going to be buffing Hutao in this situation. We're going to try to make up a little bit of that attack percent that's lost because obviously she does not buff attack the same way that Bennett does. And this is not a Xiangling showcase, so we don't need her to be in Crimson Witch. She is Constellation 6, which will give her a 15% pyro damage bonus while her ult is active. As well as her talents being 6, 9, 9. They don't really matter. We are not showcasing Xiangling here. Now I went ahead and tested both of these comps, or all 3 of these comps, on floor 12. We're going to be skipping chamber 1 because honestly that chamber is just infuriating and I have no time to try to test anything in those ones. But each time I went ahead, I filled up the gauges of everybody and I got Hutao to her appropriate HP, so that when we start at Chambers 2 and when we start Chambers 3, everyone is good and ready to go. We are only going to be fighting on the first half, so we're going to be going against the Metatrolls here, and we're also going to be going against the Ruin Sentinels. I did a couple of runs each, and I went ahead and picked what I thought to be some of the best runs of both ones, as far as time and as far as displaying the damage numbers that both Hutao and Yoimiya are putting out. So, that's 2 takes per chamber. You'll be seeing them fight these enemies twice each. And, of course, you will be able to see how much damage each one is doing in their respective comp. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoy. I am just going to post the videos for you guys. Have fun.
Wind strike. Rain outlines your higher, hands on fire. Teamwork is true. Clouds high. The birds witness the power. Everybody stand. One with wind and cloud. Witness the power of Gua. Know my sword. Time for a light show. Everybody stand! One with wind and cloud! Feel the split! Here come the fireworks! Let me weave you a verse. Go in! One with wind and cloud! Let me weave you a verse. Everybody stand! Clouds high. The birds witness the power of Gua. Let's light it up! Wind strike. Going in! There's one with wind and cloud. Rain cutter. One with wind and cloud. Let me weave you a verse. Let's light it. Wind strike. I'm going in. Clouds high. The birds witness the power of Gua. Rain. Fire hazard. Everybody stand back! Here come the fireworks! Go! Eat this! Clouds high. The birds... Rain cutter! See? Go! Higher, hands on fire! Boba, get them! Into the wind! Know my sword! There's one with wind and cloud! Let me weave you a verse.
So despite them being two entirely different characters, what I hope you guys have noticed is that they are very, very similar in power level when you give them both the same investment. Obviously, my Hutao is not C6. She's not super whaled out with a Refinement 5 Staff of Homa. My Yoimiya is not C6. She is not super whaled out with a Refinement 5 Thundering Pulse. They are very, very similar in both crit rate, crit damage. They are using the same set. They are very similar as far as constellations and talents go as well. And turns out when you put them in the same comp with the same characters, all doing the same amount of buffing, they don't seem to be that different. Their clear times are very, very close to each other. Their damage output is also very, very close to each other, with each of them hovering around 50k damage per hit. Some very, very high vapes get in there sometimes. They're hitting maybe 110k tops, 125k for Hutao sometimes. It does get a little bit crazy, but for the most part, they're not clearing the chambers any faster than each other. They are very, very similar. So, with that being said, I'm not entirely sure why everyone seems to think that Hutao is 4,000 times better than Yoimiya. Obviously, Yoimiya got a lot of flack when she was put out. People seem to think that she's the most dogshit character to have ever hit the face of the planet. That cannot be the farther from the truth. She works with her own comps. She works extremely well doing her own job. She's not a bad character. I mean, if you guys feel like rolling for her, go for it. She is currently on the Raid Up banner. Hutao, we don't know when she's coming back. I have no idea when I'm going to see Hutao again. I'm also probably not going to roll on Hutao again. I feel like both of these characters are fine exactly where they are. So, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to hit like and subscribe. It really does help out the channel. And I've been Rude. You guys have been cool. Peace out.